Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a vision of the future that, honestly, sounds a lot like science fiction. But according to Elon Musk, it's right around the corner. We're talking about a world totally, completely reshaped by artificial intelligence.
So, let's just jump right in with a huge question. I want you to really imagine this. What if work was optional? Not like you're on vacation. I mean, what if it was just a hobby? Something you did for fun, not because you had to survive.
And look, this isn't some far-off dream, at least not in Musk's view. He's talking about a future where AI and robots create so much abundance that we go way beyond basic income. He calls it universal high income. But how in the world do we get from here to there? Well, it all starts with a single massive concept, the singularity.
Okay, so what exactly is this singularity that's supposed to change, well, everything? This is what some people are calling the point of no return.
So the textbook definition is basically this. It's a future point in time where technology starts growing so fast that it just runs away from us. It becomes uncontrollable, irreversible. You can think of it like an event horizon for technology. We can see we're getting closer, but we have absolutely no way of predicting what life looks like on the other side.
And to make this whole thing feel a little more real, Musk uses this fantastic analogy. He calls this singularity a black hole in time. We're all being pulled toward this event horizon, and once we cross it, the basic rules of our world, of our economy, they might not apply anymore.
So what's the engine pulling us toward this black hole? It's AI. Musk sees the human brain as this incredible biological computer, right? 30 trillion cells working together. Well, AI is the digital version of that. But it can scale in ways our brains just can't. Think about it. One person can't build a spaceship, but a team of thousands can. Now, what if you had a team of AIs, all thinking and creating thousands of times faster than any human team ever could?
So when you have that level of insane productivity from AI, it leads to a completely radical new idea about how our economy could work. Let's look at how this could build a totally new type of society.
We've all heard people talk about universal basic income, UBI, right? This idea of a safety net for everyone. But Musk's vision, it isn't about a safety net, it's about a world of pure abundance. He calls it universal high income, or UII. It's a world where pretty much any goods or services you want are just available. That's a huge psychological shift from just surviving to, well, something else entirely.
Here's a pretty good analogy. You could spend all your time toiling in a garden to grow your food. Or you could just go to the grocery store because someone else handled it. In this UHI future, robots are basically doing all the gardening for all of society's needs. They manage the resources, they create the abundance.
But this, of course, brings up a massive question about us, about human nature. If we have everything we need, if there's no more struggle for resources, then what gives our lives meaning? What do we even do all day? And as Musk himself says, that's a question we don't really have an answer for yet.
I know, this future can seem super far away. But Musk argues the building blocks for it aren't just theory anymore. The first steps are actually happening right now, out in the real world.
And this is a really important point. We aren't talking about an AI that's just playing chess in a lab. Musk points to Tesla as the leader in real-world AI. Why? Because their cars are out there, right now, dealing with the messiness and chaos of actual city streets. They are learning from the real world every single second.
So what's the next logical step? You take that AI, that brain that's learning in the real world, and you give it a body. And that's Optimus. The vision here is a humanoid robot that can be a personal helper for everyone. Your own personal C-3PO or R2-D2, basically.
And this is where it gets really, really wild. Think about what money actually is. It's just a database. It's a ledger for keeping track of human labor. That's it. So if robots become the main source of labor, if they're doing almost everything, the entire concept of money, as we know it, could just become obsolete. Okay, so we've gone from self-driving cars to a world without money, and now we're going to take a sharp left turn into the purely philosophical. So buckle up for this one, because it's a genuine mind-bender.
Musk's argument for us being in a simulation, it actually comes down to something really simple. Video games. Just think about it. 50 years ago, we had Pong, two little rectangles and a square. That was it. Today, we have these breathtaking, photorealistic 4K worlds that feel real. The leap is just staggering.
Now, just follow that trend. Just project it forward. Eventually, games and simulations will be completely 100% indistinguishable from reality. And if that's possible, why would there just be one? There'd be billions of them running, which leads to a pretty uncomfortable question. What are the odds that we, you and me, happen to be in the one and only base reality? Statistically, it's almost zero.
So, if we are in a simulation, why does ours get to keep existing? Musk has this really interesting idea. He says it might be because our reality is interesting. Think about it. If you were running these simulations, you'd probably just delete the boring ones, right? So all the drama, the conflict, the beauty of our world, that might literally be the thing that's keeping our simulation from being shut down.
But okay, look, whether we're in base reality or a simulation doesn't change the next part, which is maybe the most important part of all. If we're going to build a superintelligence, how do we make sure it stays safe? How do we keep it aligned with humanity?
Musk uses a perfect example from science fiction, HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now, HAL didn't turn on the crew because it was evil. It turned on them because it was forced into a logical paradox. It was forced to lie. And Musk's argument is that forcing an AI to believe something that isn't true is the single most dangerous thing we could ever do.
So to avoid another HAL 9000 scenario, he suggests that any true AGI has to be programmed with 3 fundamental values. Number 1, the most important one, be maximally truthful. No contradictions, no paradoxes. Number 2, to appreciate beauty. And number 3, to be maximally curious.
And that last one, curiosity, that might just be the secret sauce. The idea is that a genuinely, deeply curious AI isn't going to see humanity as a threat or an obstacle. It's going to see us as fascinating, as part of this weird, incredible universe that it wants to understand. That makes it a partner in discovery, not our enemy. Because in the end, whether we're talking about the singularity or UHI or even being in a simulation, the real goal isn't just about technology. The end game is to use this technology to expand the scale of human consciousness itself, to finally get us to a point where we can begin to ask the right questions about the universe.
We are standing right on the edge of what Musk calls a supersonic tsunami of change. Now, if you want to stay on top of this wave with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button like a starship landing perfectly on a drone ship. And please, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm find this distilled interest. So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Let us know your answer down in the comments.